you spit on the floor, man. I'll put floor dry down and it ain't no big deal. It'll just, most of all the transmission fluid and radiator antifreeze and all that stuff, I mean, I used half a bag of floor dry. About half a bag. Something like that. Say we take that wire wheel to this. Right here? Yeah, just see how it comes out. Go ahead and blow all that fucking foam and shit off of there. Hit this right here. Should just blast that right off of there. Oh yeah. This fucking thing. thing's a fucking power tool, huh? That motherfucker's hot though, huh? We've been using this all fucking day. All day. And it wasn't always this head. I mean, we switched back and forth. We kind of threw this 80 grit head on there. We got a die grinder too that we kind of got into some spots with. I think I got a 60 grit head on there right now. We had the whiz wheel head on this thing. This thing is so this is a Chicago Electric. It's a Harbor Freight tool, but it's I think this thing was like 15 bucks. I've gotten $15 worth of use out of it today, and I've had this thing for about 3 years. So this is the third car that this thing's worked on. So if I fucking throw it away after I'm done using this car, cool. I got my money out of it. It's all good. This little safety trigger is even still in good shape. This is usually the first thing that gives up. But it's still in good shape, so everything still works right. It's a little hot, but what you gonna do? So pretty much that stainless steel head on there, it burns through the paint and the primer pretty well, and the stripper did a lot of the hard work for us. Like these corners right here, you can see, I mean, that's all stripper and old paint. Just fucking flick it off like a damn booger. It's almost the same consistency too. But this seam sealer, it pretty much burns through that seam sealer, so you really got to be careful on how long you stay in one spot. It burns through pretty much all these little fucking body pins or whatever you want to call these things. It pretty much burns right through those. But I don't so much care about those because I'm not going to reuse them, so I'll use fucking zip ties if I got to. So it's coming along, but I imagine pretty much when this is done, when we're done hitting it with all this grinding and all this paint stripper and all that stuff, I'm gonna hit it with probably paint thinner or mineral spirits, something like that in the air compressor. I've got I think it's over here in this box. This thing, this side goes down into whatever type of fluid you want to run through it. More than likely, I've already used paint thinner and mineral spirits. Mineral spirits work pretty fucking good, and they're not there's not a lot of bad smell that comes with them, so that's good. You don't need to be in a super well ventilated area. Not that I'm not. All I got to do is crack that garage door, and pretty much the wind blows right through here and we're good to go. But yeah, pretty much once we finish up grinding this core support, when the grinder's not hot enough, when it's not burning our hands just to hold it in our fucking hands, I mean, this thing's gotten its work out today. So today, this has been the most important tool in the garage. So. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. You can pretty much accomplish anything in your garage as long as you got the tools and the drive to do it. You just gotta want to do it. So that's a lot of the issue with some people. They just don't got the time, or they don't got the drive, and you really need both of them. So. So this is my fuck up. This is what I did today. I closed my shop broom in the garage door, so now I got me an ergonomic shop broom. It's all fucked up. Keenan's like, whoa, shut it down. I was like, damn, and I saw it over there too, and I'm like, fuck. Actually, when I laid it in the track of the garage door, I even said to myself, that's probably not a good spot to leave that, but I thought I was going to use it again. I didn't. So I got a lot of this stuff painted today. This is the third coat on this, final coat on those rear subframe mounts, and then I got one coat of gloss black on these front. On these front, fuck, I don't know what they are. They go in the front of the fucking car. They pretty much hold the core support and the frame together, and they kind of go in at a cross angle. And then that I'm not even gonna paint. I got that cleaned up good enough to where I feel all right with it. So that's where we're at. I mean, we're pretty much winding down. It's about probably about 4 o'clock. So we put in 2 hours since the last video, and this is the progress we made. You know, all this is all cleaned up now. I know the last video I said he was trying to get that battery box out. As you can see, he did get the battery box out, and like I suspected, this fucking shit is all just paper thin, just worn out, just filled with cancer. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that. I probably end up moving the battery to the trunk. I don't know yet. It's about $100 to move the battery to the trunk, and it's about $100 to buy a new tray to leave the battery up front. So what I'm thinking is, as I run a lot of the LS engines, they got you got your engine sitting right here, and your intake piping comes out over here. But I'm thinking about running it out the passenger side and actually just carving this to about a 4-inch hole around the cancer. I don't know, trying to hide it as best I can. Doing some rust inhibitor, doing some gloss black, and then just making a 4-inch hole here. And actually, it'd probably end up having to be bigger because the intake piping itself is 4 inches, and then the filter itself is probably closer to 6 inches. So I'd probably have to carve out. I figure if I carve out a square from here forward to the core support and then all the way back over to the edge here, that pretty much cuts out all my cancer, and also creates you know, some type of ducting, you know, for my intake. But I'd have to create something probably right here that comes in and then comes up and creates not like a ram air, but it would be something like that. But the body kit is super restrictive. The body kit's gonna come in like this. So I mean, it's not like the air is gonna free flow right into there. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Once I get the body kit on, I'll probably know a little bit better on where I want to put my ducting and that kind of stuff. So, but as far as the intake goes, fuck it. I'll cut a 6-inch hole right here, and then it gets rid of my cancer. I gotta cut it out anyway. So I might as well make it make it functional, and if I can leave it open and not have to fill it back with some put more sheet metal in there, then I'm all for that, especially since I don't got a welder yet. So we'll have to see. I was just telling Keenan, hopefully by the time this thing rolls out of the garage, I can get these old fucking 100,000 mile shocks out of here. Because by the time this thing's on the ground, I mean, I'm thinking the bottom of this core support should probably be this high off the ground. So that's probably, I'm thinking that's where that should be, but we'll have to see. I mean, this thing's light enough to where you can lift the whole front of the car off the jack stands. With the engine, drivetrain, suspension, everything, me sitting in it, the car should only weigh 2,900 pounds. And maybe I cut a little bit of weight, and maybe we can get it down to 2,850 or something like that. But yeah, I think we're gonna be all right. A lot of this stuff isn't gonna go back into the car. All these brake lines and stuff I obviously need to use. These fuel lines I'm obviously gonna need to use as well. Um, Took some of the transmission cooling lines off already today. And then obviously there's going to be some type of, I haven't figured out if I'm going to mount my remote bleeder for my trans right over here. I think like right here would be a good spot. I just don't know how much room I have on the inside of the vehicle. We'll have to see. But obviously there's not going to be anything right here. This is my AC. So I could mount it right here, but then, then I'm running into my brake lines and shit. I mean, I could mount it over here. This is the stock throttle cable. I don't need any of that stuff, so I could mount it over here by the brake booster, but we'll have to see about that too. I haven't made it that far. We're a few weeks from that, but fuck, I just got the the engine and shit out just last week, so I feel like I make pretty decent progress since mainly I work on the vehicle by myself. Keenan comes out, a couple Sundays a month, and then if I can get any other buddies that come out here and help. But and then my wife comes out and fucks around like she knows what she's doing, and she puts in her hands in it, and it helps. So all right, that's it for now, I guess. What else did we do? Is that about it today? Oh, I tried to get my O2 sensors off. I'm probably going to end up having to buy new ones. I just can't get those fucking things off. Holy shit. I don't know how many pounds that they put those things on there with, but I mean, yeah. I mean, I had it in the jack.